Hi, I'm Chris Fox, and this is how I got into business strategy. I realize I've answered this question in so many conversations, but never really recorded the answer. So I thought I'd give it a go. Perhaps it'll give you a little idea of where I'm coming from, and perhaps even where I'm going to. I started my career in software development in the 90s. It was a pretty exciting time with the advent of client-server computing, object orientation, and of course, the arrival of the internet. By the time of the dot-com boom, I was already rising through middle management and into more senior roles, eventually running the software development program for a very well-funded startup online bank based in Cape Town in South Africa. At the same time, I was doing my MBA. Well before the dot-com crash, I realized that while the question I was being asked was usually, can you build it? The more important question was, should you build it? It turns out I was exactly right. A lot of dot-com businesses that were built shouldn't have been. What followed, of course, was the crash. But I'd already made the transition from technology into strategy. I started by pointing out that the startup bank I was working for was trying to replicate a model from the UK into South Africa. I pointed out that the markets were very different, and therefore so was what would and wouldn't work. I was tasked with fixing this problem, which I did. My journey into strategy initially led me away from technology and deep into financial services. I ended up as the head of group strategy and branding for a FTSE 100 multinational, before striking out on my own, consulting to a range of businesses, many of which were in the financial services sector. However, it quickly became apparent to me that lots of the problems and opportunities in the financial services sector were very technologically oriented. So things tied together quite neatly. It's also how I came to found stratnavapp.com. It was born out of a personal realization and frustration that digital transformation was impacting almost every aspect of life, but the practice of developing and executing business strategy remained stubbornly unchanged. Most organizations I encounter still rely on little more than Microsoft PowerPoint, Word, or Excel. And I knew that there had to be a better way. That's how stratnavapp.com was born. And of course, as AI slowly emerged, even when it was still just machine learning rather than generative AI, it became evident that the digitization of strategy was fundamental to its continued evolution. And stratnavapp.com was ideally placed to capitalize on it. So my story is essentially one of a technologist turned strategist turned technologist. If you found that at all interesting, please feel free to follow my continuing journey on YouTube, LinkedIn, or X. I'll post the links in the show notes, and I hope to see you there.